Welcome to this ICF Slalom podcast episode, part of the series running until the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. We bring you the inside stories from around the globe from the people who make canoe slalom so special. Here's your host, John Gregory.
A warm welcome to our third episode of this special daily series. Thanks for joining me. We bring you a short daily episode as we guide you on what to expect the next day at the ICF 2026 Canoe Slalom and Kayak Cross World Championships, and a recap on the last day's racing in Oklahoma City, USA. I'm joined again by my co-host, American K1 Women World Champion Rebecca Giddens. We recap the Kayak Cross Individual, where medals were awarded, and preview the Kayak qualification heats. There were perfect racing conditions across the Oklahoma City River Sport course on Monday morning. 140 athletes went off the ramp, with the top 48 qualifying each for the Kayak Cross head-to-head in women's and men's. Congratulations to our latest world champions and medalists. In men's Kayak Cross individual, Joe Clark from Great Britain took gold ahead of Jakub Krejci from Czechia and David Laurenti from Spain. Actually, the same three medalists as last year, but in a different order. In women's Kayak Cross individual, Jess Fox, Australia, took gold ahead of Katarina Bekova from Czechia and Lois Lever from Great Britain. Great Britain and Spain were the only national federations to advance all six boats, meaning 3 men's and 3 women's, through to the Kayak Cross head-to-head on Saturday. Here is Rebecca's take on what we watched unfold.
Great first event at the River Sport OKC. Super fun watching all those athletes out there. So different from classic slalom. I didn't get to participate in the sport, and I am just in awe watching these athletes take it to a whole nother level. So different. They're allowed to touch gates. They're purposely maneuvering the gates around a little bit. You know, they're in plastic boats, which are heavier and rolling on purpose in the middle of a race. Like, so cool. Just loved it. Exciting, those countries out there crushing it. I especially enjoyed watching Merle Long. I grew up racing on the national team with their parents. Still friends with them. Actually, just saw Merle this spring. Took a course for first aid wilderness from him, and he was my instructor. And it was just so fun to watch him out there and almost on that podium, slowly getting knocked out by some of the other countries. I know I can't wait to see his next event. He is really good at the head-to-head stuff. So line 4 of those guys up there, and I think that he could do something. Let's see. I can't wait. And then Joe Clark, what an awesome run. It wasn't perfect. I saw some mistakes out there, but he doesn't need to be perfect. Apparently he's that good. World champion. Wait a minute. What just happened? I saw France at the top who took the gold. Wait a minute. No, she didn't. And Jess moved into first place. Incredible. Not incredible what happened. I'm sorry for Hugues of France, but I'm not going to lie. I'm excited to see Jess Fox in first place, another gold medal under her belt. It was an incredible one, well deserving of a gold medal. Just speaks of what a phenomenal paddler she is. I heard Jess came off a pretty rough start to her season, missed some important races and had to sit out due to medical issues, and clearly looks like she has recovered, thankfully, and not just recovered, but out there just on top of the world again. Can't wait to see her in C1. Can't wait to see her in kayak slalom. Can't wait to see her in boatercross. Just such an amazing athlete, and I do love seeing her outside of, just on the river as well. Listening to her interviews, following her on Instagram. What a kind soul she has. And I can't even imagine, racing against your own family and doing it so gracefully. And look who their parents are. I raced with her mom. Actually, her mom was pregnant in the 2000 No, it was 1996 Olympics. I was watching her compete in Atlanta. Got to compete with her after in many races, and I've been coached by her mom. I've been coached by her dad, and just really awesome human beings, and really cool to see somebody up on a podium who is a winner in the athletic world, but a winner in kindness also. So I was excited to see her win. I never like to see somebody, get booted off the stage. I've felt that before, been in that position, thinking that you are on top of the world, and then, no medal at all, back to the bottom. I mean, canoe slalom is a very humbling sport. All sports can be humbling, but it's how you, I guess, pick up your head and the pieces and get back on it. There's more runs out there. So stoked that these athletes have more disciplines to compete in as well. Back when we were racing, it was one and done, and it's cool to see these athletes get multiple stages to show their talent.
That was Rebecca Giddens, world champion in K1 women from the 2002 Worlds in Bourg-Saint-Maurice and bronze medalist in Augsburg 2003, and Olympic silver medalist from the Athens Olympics. She represented the USA at the Olympics in Sydney and Athens. She spoke to us from Kernville, California, USA. Tuesday's competition on the river sport course for the second day of competition at these Oklahoma City Worlds is the Kayak Slalom qualification heats. Athletes are seeking to make the top 30 places to advance to the semi-final on Thursday. Also part of Tuesday afternoon's races are the kayak teams, where medals again will be awarded. Reigning world kayak team champions are Czechia in women's kayak team and France in men's kayak team. Back to Rebecca for her anticipation on the upcoming kayak qualification heats.
I'm really looking forward to watching Evie Leapfart. Of course, fellow American. Would love to see her get up there and put down a run that can bring home a medal. She has the talent. We've seen it. And hopefully she has the mindset. I think that's what it's going to come down to. Is she able to keep it together and focus on her run? Because if she focuses just on what she's capable of doing, it's probably going to be a medal. But I always go back to the sport of slalom. Some things happen that aren't in your control. Some things happen that you get super nervous last minute, or you start focusing in on, oh gosh, that was a little mistake, and I hope I can pull it together. And then next thing you know, another little mistake. But I think if she can hold it together, she's capable of greatness. So we shall see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm always going to be rooting for a fox as well. Parents are amazing. So many medals between just the parents. And then Jess Fox is a legend of the sport. I can't believe that it's even possible to be more impressive than what her father has done in the sport, what her mother did in the sport. And she is the best in the world. Nobody compares to Jess Fox. But I'd be just as stoked to see her sister get up there and have a medal as well. So any Foxes that get up on that podium, I'm going to be super stoked to see. I guess what's been a surprise to me during these races, and it shouldn't be. I mean, you grow up with the sport, you get to go to races, see competitions, get drug around to everything. I guess naturally you become an athlete yourself, and it has been so much fun watching the names come across the screen and see, last names like Sadalova and Hocevar and Altman. It goes on and on. I can't really think of all of them off the top of my head right now, but that has been just so much fun to see these names roll across and be like, oh, I raced against their parents. Qualifications are always interesting days. You need to go out there, you need to put down a solid run. But sometimes you don't want to give it everything. And sometimes you want to see how good you can be. It's just always, to me, it was always a hard race. You don't want to mess up. You want to give it almost everything. I guess everybody has different techniques and ways to go about qualifications. But for me, it was just like, just do what you have to do. Don't go too crazy. That should be enough. Use it as a practice run. Try to be in the right headspace, try to learn the water. And then sometimes they put moves on the course that you've had trouble with, and I remember that in the Olympics in Australia, I had trouble with a specific move, and I just kept thinking I have to figure out this move. And I would try it over and over again and then never get it, and then just be like, all right, forget about it. What are the chances this is going to be in the race? And then sometimes you get to the race course and that's the move. That's it. And you get one chance to go out there and nail it and do it well. And it just becomes this huge mental game, right? Like, all right, today's the day, and now I'm on a stage and I have to do it.
Our reigning world champions in women's and men's kayaks are Klaudia Zwalinska from Poland and Titouan Kastrik from France. Olympic champions are Jess Fox and Giovanna De Janeiro from Italy. Reigning World Cup champions are Kimberly Woods from Great Britain and Titouan Kastrik. And finally, leading the 2026 World Cup Series after the first 3 races are Jess Fox and Jakub Krejci. Thanks to my co-host Rebecca Giddens. Our next episode at 6 a.m. Central Daylight Time tomorrow will recap the men's and women's kayak qualification heats, kayak team medals, and preview the canoe qualification heats. Throughout the world, I will be updating the Canoe Slalom Analytics Google Sheet. There is a link in the show notes. There are multiple tabs covering Worlds, Olympics, World Cups, and more historical results. I'm John Gregory, thanks for listening. If you missed the previous episodes with Scott Shipley, Mike Knott, Rebecca Giddens, and Sam Lever, you can go back and listen. If you enjoy the podcast, tell other people, send them a link, like, follow, or write a review. And if you need more, keep reading Ettore Evaldi's brilliantly insightful and eloquent blog, now celebrating its 20th anniversary. Stay safe.
That's it for now, but please subscribe to the podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, and leave a review too. Until the next episode, keep it fast and clean.